I should have drawn my eyebrows on today. I look like an alien from outer space.
It's because you had all
cool
that...
angle. Cool YouTube angle. Cool.
It's because you had all that red paint on them yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
When I watched your video, I was like, did she really just pour the
Listen,
entire thing of glitter on her eyeball?
I'm not kidding. I realized I messed up as soon as it touched my eye. And I was like, I can't stop now. Because this is the video.
You're invested.
Yeah. I was worried about my health.
I was worried about my health. You're like, hey guys, my eyelid is touching, it's together.
I tried to play it off, but I shut the camera off and cried and yelled at my husband, like, call an ambulance. I think I messed up.
Well, he got it off. You've survived. Although not all the glitter is off.
It's never going to be.
Okay. All right.
So where are we at?
It's the herpes of the craft world.
So we're on YouTube?
We're on YouTube and we're in Filter Free Parents. Hello,
Up here?
Yeah, but there's no comments, remember, because I'm on the switcher. So we either have to steal a phone or... Hello, Pip. Or Dave's doing that. Can we go ahead and get started, though? Okay, sorry, he's mad.
Oh, at us?
Yeah.
What do we do?
Look away.
Okay.
You start the show.
Oh.
Because it's your line.
I thought you
We
were...
have to read these anyway.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just a disaster.
Welcome to Take It or Leave It, an advice-ish podcast for parents, brought to you by Grove Collaborative, the best online destination for non-toxic home and personal care products. Grove is the only site you need to shop to get organic, eco-friendly, and sustainable products from top brands like 7th Generation, Dr. Bronner, and Miss Myers.
Go to grove.co/take-it right now and get a free 30-day... Tiffany. We screwed up this ad like 3 times already. It's totally on Tiffany.
You were talking so much crap.
Go to grove.co/take-it right now and get a free $30 Mrs. Myers gift set with your first order. That's grove.co/take-it. Grove.co/take-it. You can download this podcast on iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play Music. Be sure to subscribe and give us a review with your thoughts about the show. Thank you to Jules Ann, Mama of 4. She said, I just found this podcast about 3 weeks ago. I have listened to all from the first season. I can't believe that every episode has stuff that I'm going through or have gone through as a mom of 4 and in a relationship for 16 years. So nice to hear I'm not alone with these subjects. Love you both. Oh, wasn't that a great review?
I love her.
I always do look for the 5-star reviews. Not gonna
Yeah, I noticed you never read the 1 stars.
No, I'm not. Those they don't actually tabulate into our #1 globally ranked score.
Yeah, it must be a mistake.
Yeah, obviously, if you rate us anything other than a 5. All right, sorry.
Oh my gosh, that probably sounded so weird in their ear.
All right, I'm your host, Meredith from That's Inappropriate.
And I'm your host, Tiffany from Juggling the Jenkins. This podcast will discuss all things marriage, motherhood, and everything in between. Please remember we're not professionals at anything you may actually need, so any advice we give you can take
or leave, because it might be a steamy pile of horse crap. On today's episode of Take It or Leave It, we are talking sleep training your baby with a sleep coach, the puberty talk for girls, and is Valentine's Day a made-up holiday? Should we even celebrate it? We'll get into that. But before we get into these topics, let's tell everybody how they can win an opportunity to remotely co-host the season finale with us, as well as receive some awesome Grove Collaborative FabFitFun, That's Inappropriate, and Juggling the Jenkins prize packs.
It's really exciting.
It is.
Somebody's getting hooked up. Mm-hmm. It's easy to enter our co-host contest. Just download the podcast every week and listen for the secret code word through the first 15 episodes. Text the secret code word, then reply with your email address and like Filter Free Parents on Facebook. You have 7 days after the episode is released to enter. Every week is a new chance to enter, and every time you enter is another chance to win.
All of the contest rules can be found at podcasttakeitorleaveit.com. Do not give the secret code word.
Oh, it was close.
I know. I knew you were going for it. You guys can't have it. Just because you're live here with us doesn't mean you get it. So you're going to have to download this anyway. And you Canadians, you have a lot of numbers to text it to.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, so that's okay.
All right. So let's open the show with a mom fail moment. We are here because we have all struggled as moms, and anyone who says they haven't is a liar pants face.
Liar pants face. Okay, so I guess I have to share. It's my turn.
I think I cried the last time I shared mine, so I'm glad it's your turn.
You did, but it was such a sweet moment,
No.
which repulses my body, but I did actively love your moment,
Thank
know,
you.
and because I've been there a billion times. Let's see, just this week alone. Oh, this is one that I don't know if you'd consider it a mom fail or not, but my kids are accustomed to a certain bread for their sandwiches because we pack lunch. And I had promised that I was going to stop at the store and get said bread, and I didn't. And so they had to eat mom and dad's bread, and they were super perturbed. And so I was making the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and they were like, on that bread, the bread with the nuts, the bread with the nuts and the seeds, that's what you're going to make us eat. And I was like, listen, I'm really sorry. And my son said to me, my youngest, he goes, you always say you're going to do things, and then you get so busy, and you work, and you don't do them.
Ow.
And so it wasn't actually about the bread.
Oh.
It was about the knife that he had plunged into my heart.
Yeah.
And when you know what I'm saying? Like, your kids will say these things to you, and it just, like, it kills you. Because it's like, yeah, I forgot the bread. We got busy. Things happened. We were going nonstop. We had tournaments this weekend and football games and blah, blah, blah. And we didn't stop on Sunday night. Everybody was tired, but I didn't get the bread. And he equated that to, you always say you're going to do something and you don't because of work. Wow. Because I had to go home and do a live Sunday night. And that's why I said we couldn't stop, because I had to be live.
I was going to say, like, now would be a good time to pull up YouTube videos of children who have to walk barefoot to go get a seed from a tree to eat it. But then when you said that, like, it wasn't even about the bread.
It wasn't about the bread. But it stinks, right? But at the same time,
it's eye-opening, though, and it makes you think.
So we actually my husband and I had a conversation after a massive fight, which is usually
You
how
and
it
him
goes.
fought?
We fight all the time.
Oh.
But he was talking to me about being present.
Oh.
Because he's like, you don't even hear 50% of the conversation, if that, when we're talking or whatever. And then my son said that to me, and so then on Monday, after we drove the kids to school, I was like, I hear you. I hear you all.
It takes a while.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. But yeah, but it's stung.
Do you take constructive criticism well?
No.
Me neither.
No.
Dave's laughing so hard.
My husband is over there laughing.
And
the producer of the show,
Bailey,
who's going to be fired, is laughing at this. But no, I do not take that well. And you know what, though? It's not that I don't take constructive criticism well. It's from him. I don't take it well. And that's a problem because
he knows you better probably than anybody.
Right. And so because I live with him and have the sex with him, I think that's why it's harder for me to take that constructive criticism, because sometimes it doesn't feel constructive.
Yeah.
It feels like a dagger to my soul.
Right.
But yeah, but he's right 99.9% of the time.
Oh my gosh.
He is. I don't care though. I'm like, you're stupid. Your face is dumb.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. I think many of us can relate to that in some way or another. I can. My kids haven't said it yet because they don't really know how to say words yet, but if they could, they'd be like, Mom, get off your computer and play with us.
Yeah.
I hate it. That's a whole subject for another day, I think.
We should talk about that.
Okay, so we are going to talk about some trending parenting news, but before we do, I want to tell you guys about Grove Collaborative. Meredith, what do you get from sitting on the snow too long?
I don't know what.
Polaroids.
Ew, that's so gross.
Like hemorrhoids.
I got it.
Okay.
Which I have those.
Same.
Too much information.
Okay. Grove's going to fire us. The team at Grove has searched high and low for the best smelling, hardest working, most sustainable and safe essentials that truly care and work for every inch of your home.
Grove.co makes shopping for natural products easy. And I think we say it every week when we run this ad. It is so easy to shop, click, and have it show up. And they're so fast with their shipping.
Like 2 days, 3 days.
I use the 7th generation dishwasher detergent. And I will be on my last... I always wait too long. My last 2 or 3 loads that I'll have left, I can shake the bottle and know just about how many are left. I go on, I order, shows up. I have, and you know how, I run the dishwasher every day. We have so many damn people.
Same. I do too.
So but I always get it in time. They know. It's like they know that I'm going to wait till the last minute.
Yeah, and also they literally know because you can set it up for auto ship. They know when you're running out. They'll get an email like, let me take a guess. You're running low on this. And I'm like, you guys.
I know. They are great.
When you shop at Grove.co, you're doing something good for you, your home, and the planet. This is a special offer for our listeners. You get a free $30 Miss Myers gift set at grove.co/take it. That's grove.co/take it.
I'm so proud of you. You didn't screw that up.
Thank you.
All right. So in trending parenting news, this was a hot button topic on the interweb this week. So Hilary Duff used a sleep training coach to teach her newborn baby how to sleep.
Love it.
And the question was, should you? So after her 3-month-old daughter, Banks, struggled with sleeping. I do love that name. I do. I have my son's buddy is named Banks. It's a boy, but I think that's definitely a unisex name. Hilary Duff called in a professional, newborn care specialist, Kimberly Von Slomsky.
Mm-hmm.
Kimberly Von Slomsky, founder of Sweet Dreams LA. Why don't you go first? Tell me what you think about this. Using a sleep coach to train your 3-month-old baby how to sleep.
I will say this. If you can afford it, if you are Hilary Duff and you have the money to afford it, I don't see why you wouldn't call in some reinforcements. I am a huge fan of getting help from professionals when you need it. And if this lady owns a company called Sweet Dreams LA, I want my baby to have sweet dreams. I'm exhausted from all the other stuff I'm doing. The baby's not listening to me. Why the heck would I not call in a professional to help me if I could afford it?
Well, and
how much does she charge?
I couldn't find rates. So I went online. I went here, and it said that they offer a variety of services, ranging from Skype calls, phone calls, full in-home training where they come to your house, they show you what to do, books, materials, all sorts of stuff. But it didn't give me a price, which kind of made me balk a bit, because it's like, well, how expensive is that then? If your website doesn't give you a price, then that was the thing that I was kind of like, well, how, and obviously you have to, call or reach out to them to get these, to get these numbers. But I guess I never really thought about it, because this was not a thing when I was having babies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people talked, you know what you did? Like, and it's not like my kids are that old, but my oldest is going to be 13 next month. And when your baby was up crying all night, you were just up with your baby all night. And it was like, nobody was really talking about sleep training. It was just kind of like, you'll survive this. Mm-hmm. Everyone else did too. Mm-hmm. Suck it up, and nobody cares.
Right.
So part of me, when I saw this, was like, I'm sorry, what? A sleep coach comes to your house and helps the baby sleep?
Sounds terrible.
Well, it sounds like a delight, but I think part of me was just like super jealous that, number one, I never knew that was a thing, and number two, it's like, how the heck do you even know if you can afford it? There are no prices.
Well, how do you think, do you think it's any different from a breastfeeding coach who comes to your house, a lactation consultant?
There you go, making good points, Tiffany. Letting all the air out of my anger about this sleep coach. No, I guess you're right. I guess there's no difference, because I definitely think a lactation coach is a great idea, mind you, because breastfeeding is really hard. I was really bad at it. But I didn't have a lactation coach either. It wasn't a thing that was offered to us at the hospiel or anything.
Back in the 40s.
Right.
When you were having kids.
Right. Or 2006, which is cool too. But no, I didn't have a lactation coach at our hospital. So it was kind of like, you're just going to breastfeed. You're going to put your boob in there, and then things will happen.
Yeah. And
it didn't. It was terrible. I cried a lot. And actually, I learned how to breastfeed because of my husband, which is a weird segue. But
you had to squirt him in the eye.
He was golfing with a buddy, and Dave was, I think, complaining about me because I was an emotional wreck and I was struggling with breastfeeding. And his buddy said to him, my wife uses a nip shield, and because she had a hard time breastfeeding too, and he went to the store and bought one and brought it home to me.
Aww,
and said,
Dave.
So-and-so's wife uses this, you should try it. And I was desperate. I would have strapped anything to my moves to try and milk them to give to this kid, and it worked.
Aww.
And I was able to breastfeed, so he actually saved the day.
I think that's so sweet that he did that.
It was wonderful. But it was like he actually found the device that I used to figure out how to breastfeed. There was no coach, right? So maybe I just have some pent-up anger about all of these resources that parents have today.
Okay.
Maybe we're having some real opening up here today. I don't know. But I was kind of like, why should you get to sleep?
Right.
I've been a zombie for 13 years.
Right.
Why should you? I don't know.
So are you saying that your opinion has swayed a bit?
Maybe swayed a bit. I still kind of think that it's not something that the mass public could probably ever afford. So
I'm so interested.
Kind of makes me balk a bit.
If you say balk one more time, I'm going to make you cluck like a chicken. We're going to have to give them a headphone warning.
Yeah, sorry about that.
They're going to be like trying to sleep. Turkeys.
Don't sleep during our podcast.
I know a sleep consultant though, if you want to.
So I'll just give you some background about it, and then we can take a. Here's the thing. Let's take a caller for somebody who actually used a sleep training method of any. If you used any type of sleep training, whether you read a book or you have knowledge. I think
we've all read books,
right? But I mean, you actually sought out to attempt to sleep train in a very rigid manner,
right?
Whereas with baby number 1, I didn't sleep for probably the first 7 months.
Right. And so if you could avoid that, why not?
I agree with you there. I just think that there was also no way that I could have been able to afford anything.
I'll be honest, I would have started exotic dancing if it meant my baby would sleep at night.
Yeah.
I was desperate. I was miserable.
I was too. So they said they started the company in Los Angeles. Waldberger and Spivak only knew of one other sleep coach who lived in Annapolis, Maryland. They decided on a pricing structure based on the amount of time they spend with the families. There you go. And obviously for time-intensive services. So they basically they base that on how much time they're going to spend with you. So if it's just a couple of phone calls and some Skype sessions, maybe that would be a reasonable experience for you to get some advice. If they're coming into your home, I'd have to say that's a pretty pricey situation.
Right.
Especially if you're not in that area. If they are coming to you, you know what I mean? You're probably paying to fly these people out there.
Well, yeah, that's excessive. I think that, as moms and dads too, sometimes I think we leave the dads out of these equations, but I think that we try to do everything because we don't want to make it look like we're failing. So it's hard, as a new mom especially, to ask for help because in a way some of us think that might be admitting weakness.
Yeah, I agree.
After having already gone through 2 babies, I was pregnant for 2 years straight, I see now how I truly could have benefited by reaching out more, by accepting help when it was offered, by asking for help when I needed it, instead of trying to do everything. So I would say, if it was affordable, go for it, dude. But if you have to remortgage your home, but sometimes, try, eventually they learn anyway. I just threw my kid in my bed with me. He's 4 now, still sleeps there. Maybe I could be getting it on with my husband at night if I had hired a sleep consultant. But
well, I think that's the whole thing is if you can find help in a budget that you could afford is what it boils down to. But I have no problem with seeking out help and information. I think researching something and setting up a game plan is absolutely the way to go. I do agree with you as well. Part of the problem when your kids are so little is just because you're functioning on no sleep.
Yeah.
And you really are, you can become a monster because but it's amazing how long we can go without sleep.
It's truly amazing.
It really is. Oh, we didn't get anything? Oh, no. Oh.
So I wonder if they take insurance or have a sliding scale or something.
I think it has to be a sliding scale.
But if there's only one person doing it.
No, there's not. They have a whole thing set up, it said. It's her and her partner, and then they have 20 years combined, and they basically, I'm sure they have a staff.
Here's the thing too, though, you could find just about anything on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I have learned so much from YouTube, so if you're struggling with getting your kid to sleep and you can't afford it, just YouTube it.
Grab the kid by the head, somebody told me, and lean over into their ear.
I already know where
and
you're
just
going.
go, shh. It's the Tiffany shush method.
Did anybody do it? I'm
don't
interested. You have to do it louder.
All right, you have to do it louder, like so loud.
So what's the final verdict?
I think it's always a good idea to reach out and exhaust all of your efforts if they're in your means.
Okay.
If they meet your means. If you have to go above and beyond and out of pocket for something like that, and it's such a luxury, have your mother come over and you get some sleep for a little bit. They will eventually learn how to sleep because they'll be tired and they'll go to bed.
And that is how life generally works.
Yeah, I mean, we did a lot of cry it out.
Did you?
I cry it out on a daily basis.
People get very sensitive about that.
Yeah.
It's a hot topic.
Yeah, but I did it. I still do it. You crying in there? Shut the door. I don't want to hear you. But that's because they're 8. Okay. Parenting Crap is brought to you by FabFitFun subscription boxes. FabFitFun is a seasonal subscription box with full-size beauty, fitness, fashion, and lifestyle products. One of the reasons I love FabFitFun is because FabFitFun now lets you customize the items in your box.
I love how I get to learn about amazing brands that I never knew that I needed in my life, like Anthropologie, Dr. Brandt, and Kate Somerville from previous boxes. I totally dig the Dr. Brandt brand. I never would have tried it under normal circumstances because I think it's in the fancy section of the stores. But I really enjoy scrubbing my face down with the exfoliating stuff. And they have the best stuff that I would never get to try usually under normal circumstances.
Agreed. And also things I would never even know to look for.
Right.
Because it's like there's,
yeah,
you're a mom and you're busy and life and crap. It retails for $49.99 but always has a value of over $200. Use coupon code TAKEIT for $10 off your first box. Find your spring box at www.fabfitfun.com.
Whoop whoop. All right, so Parenting Crap today, we are going to be talking about the puberty. I have no words because my children are still a ways away. I feel, however, that you may be able to shine some light on this subject as you are in the midst.
So I was kind of standoffish about talking about this topic on the podcast because I've had a couple of people reach out and email asking me to talk about it. And my son is like I said, going to be 13, and he's been kind of going through these changes since around 11. I noticed the little armpity hairs and, like the voice cracking and the squealing and the smells. Dear God, the smells.
They stink?
Oh, so bad.
Really?
So bad. Like sour milk. It's awful.
Gosh.
So bad. And I thought to myself, okay, for whatever reason, I was like, cool as a cucumber talking with him about the puberty. Cool as a cucumber. I had a chat with him, then my husband went in and had a chat with him, and then we were both basically like, hey, this is how things work. The penis, the testicles, the wet dreams, the blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, we had full on, and it didn't faze me. Didn't faze me for whatever reason, right? So I'm like totally thinking that I am just gonna breeze through this puberty thing, right? Now my daughter just turned 10 last week. And I'm getting ready to be completely transparent about the situation with the puberty with my daughter. So, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, she is a gymnast. And so she came home from gymnastics and she said, Mom, my leg hurts. And I said, oh, you probably did something at the gym. And she goes, no, the inside of my leg. And she actually grabbed towards her like inner groin. And I said, well, what'd you do? Did you fall on the beam or what? And she goes, no, it's from like my leotard. And so they don't wear underpants with their leotards because they come out, they get all bunched up, you can see them. So the rule is just you wear it without underpants, right? So, and mind you, this is like I said, full transparency. This is graphic. Like, I'm going to talk about the puberty here, so you need to brace yourself and kind of roll with this roller coaster.
Oh my gosh, should we use code words in case when she grows up?
Should we use code words?
Yeah, like for things. Like what if she...
Well, that's actually the number one thing they tell you when you research how to talk about puberty is that you absolutely use the correct biological terms for everything.
I know technical Tammy. I'm talking about today on the podcast.
No, it's okay. I think it'll be fine.
Okay.
So she bait technical Tammy. I'm going to punch you in the side of the face. Listen, technical Tammy. So she calls me in, and she says, "I think it's rubbed on my leg," and she's pointing to her inner groin, but saying leg, right? Because she doesn't want to address the topic. Which I was like, okay, well, but you have to show me because I need to see it, right? So she pulls down her leotard, and I about died. I literally took. I think I audibly gasped and then caught myself while doing it because I did one of these. And then I caught the breath because then I noticed she was watching me. But when I looked at her, bottom down, she looked like a woman. And that's as technical as I'm going to get there. But I immediately paused and I collected myself and I said, okay, why don't you tell me where the issue is here so I can take a gander? And so
please tell me that you did not say that.
Exactly like that.
You are the hippest mom on the block.
And so she's like right here, and you could see that the leotard had just rubbed her raw, right? And so that's what it was. And so I said to her, okay, totally fine, not a big deal. I'm going to have to clean that though because it does look like you may have a little bit of an infection on that cut. And she goes, well, it's been here a few days. I said, well, why didn't you tell me? And she goes, well, I was embarrassed. And I was like, well, let's just get this out here right now. There's no reason to be embarrassed. You know who is allowed to see your private parts, and that's mom, the doctor. We had this whole conversation again about the proper people who are allowed to see it and when and why and whatever. I said, but if you get an infection, we have to make sure that we treat that because you don't want that to spread or to cause a problem. And so I'm trying to be because I remember now, this is my 9 going on 10-year-old daughter, but in my head now, I now have this young woman who I'm talking to, but I'm looking at her and she's my 9, 10-year-old daughter, but I'm now having an adult conversation with her. And it threw me for this complete and utter loop. I was reeling the entire time. So I'm cleaning her up. I tell her that we're probably going to need to go to the doctor's tomorrow because it does look like it's very irritated and red. We might need a cream. And so she's all panicked because she's like, I don't want anybody to see me down there.
Right.
And because she understands that she's starting to go through some changes. So I looked at her and I was like, look, our body is going to change. Things are going to happen. Why? Because at some point you're going to have babies. And your body is preparing for that. Even though you're only going to be 10 years old, biologically there are things happening. You have ovaries that are making eggs. Your eggs will then travel down into your uterus. Your uterus is... And so I just start going into this full, complete, this is how it works. It starts with the old eggs, and the eggs are going to travel here, and the blah, blah, blah. And at some point you're going to, and I'm talking about on my bathroom floor mat with her. I'm sitting here talking about at some point you're going to have sex with a man whom you're married to. I threw that in. My husband is shaking his head because he's in full denial of this situation. Oh. And I said, and she looked at me and she goes, I will never do that. And I said, well, we can all hope. But the problem is you're most likely going to do that, and that is when you will have a baby. I said, but your body starts years before you're ever going to have a baby preparing for that situation. And so I just sort of go through all of this. I tell her, okay, you're all cleaned up. You can go to bed. She went to bed. I sat down on the bedroom floor. I looked at my husband, and I just started to cry. Aww. And I was like, there was hair. I didn't, what do I... and I just started to word vomit at him because I couldn't keep it together, right? Next day I take her to the doctor's. I'm talking with the doctor, and she looked at me because she's looking at my Sophia, and then she's looking at me, and I'm telling her that I think puberty is on the doorstep here, and she's giving me the shake of the head no, she's so little. Look at her, blah, blah, blah. Well, she examines my daughter, and she's like, yep, and everything your mom was talking to you about is going to be right around the bend, and it actually was, she started to spot that day. And so we have the beginnings of this. So then I took her to the store. We created I got her a little bag. We bought panty liners and little cleaning wipes and we made a little period pack and for her to keep in her backpack. And we talked about proper bathroom etiquette and washing our hands and keeping ourselves clean. And I think I was so emotionally drained by the end of that weekend. It was so much.
And you weren't expecting it.
And I wasn't expecting it. It smacked me in the face. Like, you know, when you're in one of those big cities and they have a fish market and you see those big fish that they throw across the thing and you just feel like if that fish smacked me in the face, I would fall down and die. That's how I felt.
I feel like if you had time to prepare, you would have done like a PowerPoint with like characters, or like you and Dave would have done like a puppet show to like explain it to her.
I don't know. Dave really wasn't involved. He is actively resisting that because I think she's just, to us she's still so little, even though she's obviously, these changes are happening. So that part is tough, but what I can tell you, let's take a caller of anybody if you've got a puberty story for us, I'd love to hear it. And we do have period panties. That is something that I had already ordered for her. So I have those to go in case, in her backpack as well, in her little pack. But I don't know if it was better that I wasn't prepared or was, like you were saying, but what I can tell you is there was a huge difference from talking with my son about it to talking with my daughter about it. And it shook me. And I don't know if it's just because...
Probably because you're a woman.
I guess. And also, my mom didn't talk to me about it. I didn't know what it was. We never had a conversation.
Really?
I knew everybody else had their period, but I didn't get mine until I was 14. So I just assumed that I was supposed to be a nun. I assumed that girls who didn't get their periods would just grow up to be nuns.
Really?
Because we were like barren and weren't going to have children.
Oh my gosh.
And then I did get it at like 14, and it was so terrible. It was so bad, and I was bleeding so much and bleeding all the time that I kept just telling my mom to get me more pads. And then she realized, because I had all sorts of woman problems, then she realized there was something wrong, and so we had to have a talk. Because she's like, what do you do, throwing them away? And I'm like, well, after I use them. And she's like, well, let me see. And I had like a whole, like, it was a bucket of just, because I was just, I would bleed for 20 days.
Oh my God.
I didn't know that I was wrong. So,
Wow.
Anyway, point is, nobody talked to me, so I didn't know really what to say.
Right.
There is a really good website, though, if you want to get some information on puberty. It's amaze.org. I have actually used some of their videos for myself and for my kids to watch. So we've got Kelly from Florida with 2 children.
Hey, Kelly.
Oh, Holly.
You're fired.
Bailey is fired. That's fine. Okay.
Hi, Holly.
I'm sure you gave Bailey the wrong name. Yeah, well, welcome, Holly. I'm sorry, what? Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm.
What? This is your husband? Were you his first girlfriend? His first ever? She can't hear me.
Had he only ever dated you? playing with it. Oh.
The back of her house sounds like mine.
They can't hear the caller.
Did you use the word gander? Did your mom use the word gander when she was... Oh. Oh.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
That's too funny.
Oh.
Yeah, good lesson on talking to your kids.
YouTube can't.
Oh my goodness. Surprise.
That's
Oh
a
my
good
gosh.
idea. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It is a good idea that he know where all of the parts are. That's a whole other show though.
Listen, if I had the opportunity that she had, like I would have told him that once you sleep with me, you're not allowed to sleep with anybody else. It doesn't work anymore. Like I would have taken advantage of it and tricked him and been like, yep. It's customary when I bleed to bring chocolate each morning. It's the rules.
Yeah. Yeah.
So funny.
I agree.
Thank you so much, Holly.
Okay, well, thank you so much for calling in. I'm so glad your husband knows where babies come from now, though. Well, but congrats on the teamwork. Way to go. All right, you have a great day. All right, bye. Sorry, YouTube. I see you here, and you're saying you can't hear the caller, so I'm yelling at my husband, but that's because you're not patched into the proper feed. So that's the reason you can't hear the caller. So it's okay. You can go back and download and listen to the episode later. I'm yelling at him. He's running around in here, and then I realize it's because you're on YouTube. Our Facebook audience can hear the caller. So sorry about that. Sorry, not sorry. But yeah, so... But did you know that most people assume, or men anyway, the ones who don't own vaginas, think that the vagina is the outside organ, when in fact the vagina is actually the internal portion?
Well, yeah, I call it that.
Right, but you also, as a woman, know that that's not what the outside portion is. It's the vulva and the labia, but the internal is the vagina.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you knew that.
Yes.
You knew that. Don't make its face like that.
I did not know. I just thought the whole thing was the vagina, all of it.
The only part that's actually the vagina is the internal, like...
Tunnel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you got a cervix,
So,
all sorts of fun stuff.
Okay. All right.
I'm just saying...
I have to be careful.
The hallway. Somebody's like, the hallway? Yeah.
So... Okay, got it.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I just call it my, my vag.
Your vag.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they also do say, so short tips on talking about puberty with your kids. Do use the proper terms. I know when they're little, we all do things like calling it a hoo-ha and a whatever and this and that, and it's fine. We have, downstairs parts, privates, whatever you want to say, but as they're getting older, they do kind of need to know the technical terms, and you can discuss that with them. And I do love to crack jokes, obviously, but when we are talking about that, I apparently become a 65-year-old woman and say things like gander, but it's, I just don't want her to, or my son, to not have the proper information. Like, I will give you the information, you can ask me anything, we can have this conversation, and then... Let me know if you have any questions.
What are you going to do when, your kid comes in and he's like, hey, Mom, when we were talking, you never covered a donkey punch. What is that? Are you going to be prepared for whatever
I can't believe you just said that. Oh my God.
I'm just saying the internet. It's going to ruin everything.
It will. The internet ruins lives. I'm gonna direct him to his father on that one because that is not something that I'm going to have a conversation about.
Do you know my parents had a cartoon video they showed me? And I watched it so many times, and I called my neighborhood friends over to watch it too. And I didn't realize that might be messed up. You know what I mean? What if their parents didn't want me teaching them via video?
Right.
They rented it from Blockbuster.
Oh, with their Blockbuster card?
I miss Blockbuster so much. I think I just miss those times.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I agree. I don't miss VHS tapes.
My son, this has nothing to do with anything, but yesterday I was cleaning my office, and my son found a DVD. Or a CD, like one of my old burned CDs.
Right.
And he's like, Mommy, what's this rainbow? And Aubrey's like, what is that? And like, I was like, oh, you guys, what do you mean? It's a CD. Like, they didn't know.
Yeah.
And I was like, I am an ancient fossil. This is not okay.
I used to listen to single cassettes.
8-tracks?
Not 8-track. I'm not that old.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Oh gosh.
Anyway.
It's on Filter Free Parents. So you'd have to go over to Filter Free Parents on Facebook. Not that's inappropriate. Somebody from YouTube was asking. Okay.
Could you imagine having to walk around with a Walkman nowadays? For real.
Bebopping?
With your CD player, you have to hold it.
I can't see that far.
That was the worst.
What am I looking at? My husband's showing me things.
Are we going to talk about Valentine's Day next?
Yes, we are. Oh my gosh, I just got asked what teabagging is by my 11-year-old son. Now that I've had a conversation about.
Why?
Because I used to be a PE coach in school. And so one time, because the two male coaches were such jerks and they wouldn't take this mom's phone call, the mom called me and she was like, my son came home and said he was teabagged in the corner of the locker room. What does that mean? And so then I had to explain to her that other boys in the locker room were sticking their nut sacks on her kid. And I was like, let me explain this to you as best I possibly can. We are then going to write a full report and go see the principal for such behavior.
Are you kidding?
No, middle school kids do that kind of stuff. They probably do it in high school too, but middle school is a bit rough.
How do you get in that position?
I think it's a bad position to be in. Somebody will push them.
She said, I think it's a bad position to be in. No doubt.
But I think a lot of times, and look, I taught middle school. You see a lot of things.
I mean, physically, how do you get in that position?
I don't know.
Is there a kid laying down and the other guys are like, this seems like a good time?
I think so. Okay. Boys.
I'm keeping my kids in the house forever.
I know, right? Put them in a bubble. Wrap them up. All right, so
tell us about you, Meredith.
Let me tell you a little bit about me. So I'm going to do a tour.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
Hey, girl, hey. So I have my tour called the Dirty Laundry Tour, and it is coming to Akron, Ohio on June 1st, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, June 2nd.
Amazing. When are tickets going to be available?
On Friday of this week, but since you are listening to this on Sunday of this week, they're already on sale. So you can head on over to that'sinappropriatelive.com.
Duh.
Time
is weird.
Because we're actually transporting in time.
Oh my gosh.
Right now.
Hopefully I'm skinnier by Sunday.
You think?
Yeah, I hope so. By the time you guys are listening to this.
Yeah. So you can go over there and scoop up some tickets. Don't get ticks. Don't get ticks. I'm not a fan of
That's so
ticks.
Exciting. I would love to come to your show.
Oh, good. I
We
will
should
hold
just
you to that.
mash ours together.
We should.
I'd be a lot less scared.
Me too. We should just tell them moving forward, all shows. All right.
90% me, 10% Meredith.
I thought you were going to say not me. 90% me, 10% not me. Never mind.
Okay.
That went someplace else.
Good talk.
Good talk. Words.
I don't know why you're so heated about this next subject.
It's bothersome to me.
Clearly. I saw the video you did on it.
Oh, okay.
And there was smoke coming from your ear holes. I was nervous for anybody who had to get in that car with you. Valentine's Day. Is it a made-up holiday? Do you celebrate Valentine's Day with your loved one? Meredith, I personally, I'm a big fan of Valentine's Day, only because I have a significant other for the first time in my life. I would say 98% of my Valentine's days were spent alone and being sad and feeling horrendous. So now, like, I'm with somebody. I still don't get gifts or anything, but it's, I have somebody to love on that day. I'm a fan.
I think that's sweet for you.
Thanks.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Valentine's Day that gets me, okay? I believe that Valentine's Day is a marketing machine which does produce economic gain for our gross national product.
That's so romantic.
Okay? What I don't think Valentine's Day is a day that I have to proclaim love for anyone or anything, because I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
If you love me, you're going to love me on Tuesday. You're also going to love me on Valentine's Day. I didn't earn a gift. He didn't earn a gift. Why should we exchange them?
It's just a way to show appreciation.
I fold his laundry. I do the dishes.
Right?
Right? I sex him.
Oh. That sounds really...
Really hot, right?
Really hot.
Really sexual and sensual.
I sex your body now.
I sex your body.
Okay, so, I mean, isn't it just like Teacher Appreciation Day or Employee Appreciation Day? It's like you appreciate them all the time, but this is just the one day that you make a little extra effort to let them know how much you appreciate them.
I hope everybody out there can hear my audible sighs.
I heard them.
Good. So I just don't get it. I don't, number one, greeting cards make me want to vomit. I am never going to buy you a greeting card that talks about all of the love from the waterfall wells of my soul. And how I just, like, gaze into your eyes and talk about how the deep crevasses of my being would never be the same. I don't want to do that. And on top of that, I don't want to spend $5 freaking on a greeting card. $6. You turn these cards over, you look at it, it's like $7.99. $7.99. It's a doily. I don't want to buy a doily for $7.99, and then you're forced to what? Keep it forever? Who the freak wants to keep a card forever? Like, no, recycle that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, get that out of here. I don't want to do that. Then you try to go out to eat. You can't get a table. Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? You're going to starve. You're going to starve to death. And then you're going to hate the person across the table from you because they made you go out to eat.
I would love to go out to eat. I'm such a fan of food. Listen, what if you got a handwritten love note instead of a card?
A handwritten love note.
Yeah.
Okay, I could tell you right now what Dave's handwritten love note would be to me.
Take your clothes off and meet me in the bedroom.
No.
Oh.
He would say, I still love you.
Surprisingly.
Surprisingly. The end. And he has very nice, neat handwriting. But no, we're just, we're not those people. What I do say to those Valentine's people.
Can I ask Dave if he shares your opinion about this? Are you grateful that she feels this way so you don't have to worry about it? Or are you secretly inside like, yeah, it would be cool to do something?
I dominate all gift giving.
That's what I've heard.
So,
right.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So you still get her things?
Yeah.
Not for Valentine's Day.
Because she gets angry.
She says
She'll burn it in front of your eyes.
I hate flowers. That's what she says. Why didn't you get me flowers?
No, it's not true. I don't say that. I don't. Don't make up lies. I'm the one who lies here. Don't do that. Don't make that your thing. I don't ask for flowers. And then when I don't get them, I don't say that. But
do you ever like to be made to feel special? Like on your birthday or another holiday?
Birthdays are not a thing for me. The one day I can basically tell you that I would really truly like to enjoy is Mother's Day, because that's one holiday that I feel like, bitch, I've earned this. Give me my due. I am really working hard. Like, honor and respect me, revere me on this one day, and it never ever 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 works out for Mother's Day. There's a sporting event or a blah 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 or a whatever. But I also just think that, yeah, we can take a caller. Somebody can tell me about some Valentine's Day love that they've had or something like that, which is totally cool. But here's the thing. Right, I have a cold, dead Grinch heart, whatever.
I didn't say it.
But I don't think that, like, if you want to celebrate Valentine's Day, go for it. I think that that's great. I think if you love somebody and you want to really go over the top and show it that day, have at it. I have no qualms with you celebrating. I'm just not participating. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, that's not our thing. But I don't care what other people. Somebody wrote me a really angry email after that video, and
Oh,
they
I'm
were
sure.
like, she was like, "You're trying to ruin everybody's Valentine's Day on the planet." And I'm like, why do you think I care about your Valentine's Day? I don't. Like, if you want to go and celebrate and do whatever, I just don't want to. I don't think that I have to. Because here, let's just give you some facts, okay? Valentine's Day contributed about $19.6 billion to the 2018 economy.
What does that mean?
That means that people spent that much money in going out to eat, buying gifts for each other, flowers, blah, 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 whatever. $19.6 billion. Obviously, we need Valentine's Day because idiots go out and buy stuff for each other. Awesome. Okay. It's good news for the gross national product. But here's the really interesting thing. In 2018, What?
How do they? More than 55% of the population celebrated Valentine's Day in 2018. How do they know?
Polling. That's just polling.
Oh, okay.
They took a census and basically said, did you or didn't you? So if they came up to us and you said you did and I said I didn't, look, you basically have your 55% right there.
Got it. Okay.
Because you're more human than I am. Or are you? I don't know. My DNA is actually being genotyped this week.
That is the question.
23andMe will tell me if I'm an actual human being.
I can't wait.
I know, me too. Celebrants spent more money in 2018 than previous years, but men spend twice as much as women. On average, a man will spend $196 on his woman, whereas a woman will spend $99 on her guy.
I can't even think of what I'd buy my dude on Valentine's Day for that much. I never know what to get a guy. Like scratch off tickets, some snacks. You know what I mean?
I would love both of those, which is probably why I'm a man.
We have a caller. We have Stacy from Texas with 3 kids. Hey, Stacy.
Hey, girl, hey.
Or is it Tracy? Because apparently we don't know how to. I'm just kidding. Hi.
Hey, Stacy. So what do you got for us? Do you celebrate? Do you not celebrate? No, I have not.
What?
What is this day?
Dave's eyes just lit up.
March.
Don't write this down.
Okay, steak and a BJ.
What about chicken and a high five?
Chicken and a high five, yeah. That's March 15th for everybody who didn't get steak and a BJ on the 14th. I had never heard of this.
Me neither.
But I guess that makes sense. Basically, based on the stat that I just read, men do spend twice as much money on their women than women do on their men for Valentine's Day. So does your husband shower you with gifts then on Valentine's Day?
Well, with 3 kids, it depends on how we're doing financially.
Preach.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. And my kids kind of help out too. They're like, here's some cute little cards, mom, and whatnot. And I'm like, oh, that's great. Thanks for getting it together. Guess what? I'll get that.
There you go. I like that though. So you don't feel like you're required to participate as much, and you get zhuzhed, and then he's gonna get his zhuzhing in March, right? Oh! What a giver! What a giver! I love it. She's just you know what? She's gonna be in the percent of marriages that work because she's a giver.
Yes.
That one.
Good for you, Stacy.
There you go. Well, I love that. I think that's great, and I do think to each their own on Valentine's Day. So whatever floats your boat. Steak, BJ's, whatever it is. I don't know, man. Look, it's not him. He's a fantastic gift giver. He really, really is. But there's just, I have we'll see when my DNA comes back. I may only have 50% of a heart. I don't know. But we appreciate you, Stacy. Thanks for listening.
Bye, Stacy.
Have a great, happy Valentine's Day.
Bye. Can I say something really quick? Do you remember, which I don't think they should do this, now that I'm an adult.
Me either.
And I can protest things. in high school, you know how they have like on Valentine's Day and stuff, you could like buy flowers for girls in your class or guys in your class and like have somebody deliver them to the class.
Right.
I literally never effing got a flower ever. So these people would come in and everybody's so excited, and then these girls would get them and they'd be like, oh yeah. Some girls would even get more than one.
Right.
And
those
of us who look like Quasimodo were just sitting in the corner and like, when is it my turn? And it never happened. And I don't think they should do that.
Oh.
It's like if you're gonna, because it makes people feel bad.
Yeah, but now look who's on tour and stands in front of thousands of people in theaters and talks about things and is super famous.
I mean, it is a direct result of my childhood traumatization.
There you
and
go.
lack of self-esteem.
So would you really have it any other way?
So true.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
All right, we'll keep the flowers.
Well, but
it builds character.
I think you know what? That's my job as a parent. When my kids are being really awful and I'm screaming at them, I tell them this is character building day. You know what?
Good one.
There you go. But I do know what you're talking about because my middle schooler just bought his friend who's a girlfriend a stuffed llama for Valentine's Day.
I'm glad you specified that it was stuffed.
It's this big. It's massive.
That's so sweet.
And we got some pink ribbon to tie a bow around it. So it's like I am participating, right? Because I'm helping him, and like I think that's cute. I think that's cute that he likes her and he wanted to give her something. So we got him this llama to give to her or whatever. But it's like
You have a grudge against.
No, I don't.
I think you do.
I really and truly don't.
Against the economy.
No, I think it's great for the economy. You keep supporting it. I'm just not participating.
You're on strike.
I love a good high gross national product. Who doesn't? I like to be fiscally responsible.
Interesting.
All right. So don't forget to enter our co-host contest this season for your opportunity to remotely co-host the season finale with us, as well as receive some awesome Grove Collaborative, FabFitFun, Juggling the Jenkins, and That's Inappropriate prize packs.
Yes, it's easy to enter our co-host contest. Just download the podcast every week and listen for the secret code word through the first 15 episodes. Text the secret code word, then reply with your email address, and like Filter Free Parents on Facebook. You have 7 days after the episode is released to enter. Every week is a new chance to enter. Every time you enter is another chance to win.
All of the contest rules can be found at podcasttakeitorleaveit.com. Do not say the code word. They have to download. And you Canadians, get ready for a math problem.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Did you know that Grove.co does not carry a single product or ingredient that has been tested on animals? When was the last time you stopped to think about the laundry detergent you use or the wood floor cleaner? More people than ever are moving towards making a safe, natural choice for the home care products we want. More people than ever are moving towards making a safe, natural choice for home care products, and we want you to try it too.
Grove.co makes shopping for natural products easy. I love Grove's new scent, Fresh Rain.
Stand in the rain, bask in its glory and ambiance.
Oh, my house smells like an exotic jungle after a fresh
shower.
That's
what it is. Jungle rain. That's what it made me think of. I've never been in a jungle, but...
Oh, okay. I was going to say. What?
I just think that, that's what... fresh rain would smell like.
Yeah.
Like a place with a waterfall.
I love it. It's not like, a flowery, it's not a food. It's magical.
Have you ever been to a waterfall?
I'm not sure.
I haven't. Go to grove.co right now and get a free $30 Mrs. Myers gift set. That's at grove.co/take it. Grove.co/take it.
You guys, make sure you join us next week for another episode of Take It
or Leave It, an advice-ish podcast hosted by two struggling moms who have no idea what we're doing. All right,
I love your faces so much.
Yay! Thanks for playing with us today.
Creep.
We'll see you guys. This episode will be live, hot, fresh, and ready for download on Sunday, so make sure to download so you can have your chance to co-host. Previous episodes as well.
All of them.
Go listen to them now.
Every single one.
It's not like you have something else to do.
Put us in your ears and take us with you.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, guys.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
I have to pee so bad.
All right.